I am so sorry guys, I completely forgot I had this footage still to upload and put up. And I just realised I have 2 videos still to upload from last year's festival, and we're starting planning this week for this year's festival, but enjoy.
And well prepared. I photocopied loads of writing exercises, just in case there was people turning up, you know, with a pen and saying, right, a playwright is the one thing I've always wanted to be. Teach me. Because they didn't want to be in a situation where you have to teach something I'm not prepared. I still have dreams about that. I don't know what your anxiety dreams are, but mine are that I've got to teach a class of really rowdy 14-year-olds that I'm not prepared for, or I've got to go on and do a play and I don't know the lines. Or I think they'll forgive you. It's when you're doing a very pole-faced, kind of like, you're all bad people. How many of you eat meat? And I bet you don't recycle every night, do you? No, bastards. That kind of play I think people reject because they feel like, you don't give me anything here. And so, for example, when we did The Pure, the Dead and the Brilliant, at the end of the show we have a vote. And we get people to hold up a yes or a no as to how they were going to vote. And every day, I would say there was probably about maybe between a quarter and a third of the audience held up no. And I thought, well, that's interesting, first of all, they've come. And secondly, that they've clearly been laughing all the way through it, even although they're watching a play that is objecting to their political beliefs. But because they were entertained, they were like, oh, it's fine. You think I'm full of pish, but you made me laugh. Me and the wife have a good day out.
But it seemed to go pretty well, and we lived early. Move on now 7 months, and we were married by the shore. The 2 of us together, we never wanted more. I'll get a job to feed us and a home to keep us warm. And in a year or so, I think our children will be born. To think I'd save him, but at least he's still alive. We'll have our ups and downs, but I know our love will win. So I never leave this journey, not even at the end. No.
Show about ideas, but every show, it feels like the outside world is throwing curveballs at us. Do you think? We'll ask everybody this, but perhaps if we start with you, Tom. Do you think politics has changed over the last sort of year or so, or do you think it's just sort of surface froth?
I think from a local perspective, where we voted no in the referendum as an entity, and then voted for an SNP candidate. I don't think that's unusual in the context of Scotland, but I think that presents an opportunity to think about how local people exercise control over local politics, because I think in both cases the results are clear here, and I don't particularly think it's a mixed message. So there is a sense that both the election and the referendum give us an opportunity to think again about Galloway and Dumfries and how we move forward.
Repopulating the countryside. I was at a talk a week ago about urban farms, and this is all the sort of cutting edge, you can grow salad crops and rear fish in the cities. What a fantastic idea. And I was thinking, well, hold on, that sounds, but it's a wrong way around. In 1850, there were 50% more people living in the countryside as there are today. Dumfries and Galloway has 23 people per square mile. That's all. There's loads of room, as you were saying. It's like having a spare room in the house that's just sitting there empty. And this has knock-on effects for the local economy, for the schools that keep on shutting down. We're missing a generation of people from the age of 20 to the age of 40. There just aren't hardly any people that age group.
It's true.
And I think Dumfries and Galloway would benefit from a huge implant of families, of new people, either from the city or better still, people that currently are looking for somewhere to live, looking for a safe place to live, and maybe on the run from their own country.
As well, the level of discussion in the room about both incredibly specific, practical, important things that are going on right now, and also big general principles. It's really thrilling. Part of doing the show is hearing the audience's ideas, and that was really terrific.
For our audience here, get your bits of paper ready. Finish.
We're still acceptable as well. But anyway, I'm Ian McQuarter from the Sunday Herald, by the way, and I'm here to introduce, a newcomer to politics, someone who you may not be familiar with yet. He's just been elected as the Member of Parliament in Westminster for the Gordon constituency at the last election. He's just finding his feet now down in the big city. He's, of course, Alex Salmond, who was, yes, and why not?
Pick up a reading from just about a year ago, Friday the 19th of September, which I actually thought was probably going to be the worst day of my life, but it turned out to be slightly better than I expected. So here we go, and we pick up the story I just finished my resignation speech from the podium in Butte House, and this is how it goes. I had the final sentence of my resignation speech only at the last minute. The version handed out to the press doesn't have the line, "For me as leader, my time is nearly over, but for Scotland the campaign continues, and the dream shall never..."
That's what I like, the idea of life would be worth living. And I think that difference that TV made between my generation and the one above me is the same between mine and the internet generation. So when I was at school, if you were having a hard time, or you're getting bullied or something, you came home from school and you can forget all about it, you're safe. Whereas that's not the same with young people these days, it's constant. You know, there's no escaping your network of friends, for good or ill. I mean, a lot of it's good, sure. So I think that, I mean, there are other political differences, I think, that happened in the 90s, but we'll not go too far into those just now. But the internet is definitely the dividing line.
There is a where we can, have, one full-time job or more. And we also talked, I think this morning or this afternoon in the 2-Minute Manifesto, and we were talking about Galloway as a kind of socialist utopia, self-sufficient, it was wonderful, and saying that actually what we need is the infrastructure to make that happen, so to make people able to work at home as well. And I think we were talking about the internet connection being quite crap outside of the towns. If you could get online and work from home, that would open up the kind of jobs that you could do, and you can think about work.
Currently just trying to pack up the booth. She's unlocked it and locked it around about 3 times now. She just decided that she thinks it's going to rain tonight, so she just moved a chalkboard inside. And now she's trying to lock it again. Just been waiting for her for a good 5 minutes now. And she's still trying to lock it. Oh, yeah. Success. There we go. We had some success. Let's see a little bit of the set. Iona!
Right, it's a nice feeling, nice big swing there.
And you guys? Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. Let's spend the night together. Do you know what? Right, okay.